Hello everyone, welcome back to a new YouTube cast. Today we're going to be having a look at a game between the one left spawning as the blue Zerg. It's going to be SortOf. Top right spawning as the red Terran. It's going to be SouL now. These two guys, we've had them before here, especially SouL. SouL's games have been a huge favorite of mine, especially against Zerg. It's just so much fun to watch him play. Very aggressive early to mid game, and then this heavy CC focus style in the later game, which I don't know, the nukes, everything. I just like the way he plays. I find it fun to watch. He's a fun person as well, and I feel like he's been improving a lot lately. So the more SouL replays I can get, honestly the happier I get. So I'm pretty happy to have gotten my hands on this bad boy. It's gonna be a rather long game between these two legends. Now, he's sort of just starting with a standard hatchery first, scouting around the bases, just making sure nothing weird is going on. SouL, I don't think he's gonna scout. He doesn't give a crap about what his opponents do. SouL has a plan. He's a man with a plan. He is indeed a man with a plan. Doesn't know his own power, that's for sure. Very, very strong. Oop, here goes the command center. SouL, of course, the Polish Terran's been around for a while now at this point. Not quite as long as SortOf. I think SortOf's first real big splash was as NASL, I want to say at the start of 2012, where I believe he managed to beat MC, who back then was one of the top tosses. SortOf was probably the original Zerg that started the hate against the patch Zergs. SortOf played a lot of Brute Lord Infestor for a while. Then later on, even though he was still being called a patch Zerg, mainly actually played Roach builds, like very aggressive Roach builds. Not so much Brute Lord Infestor anymore. But I think a lot of people might remember him from that. Then throughout Heart of the Swarm, he was pretty okay, and he was making results every now and again, but not really quite as good as Wings of Liberty. And ever since then, I feel like he hasn't quite reached that level anymore that he had back in Wings. SouL, on the other hand, is a guy that I don't think has had any major results yet. Like, he hasn't really won a tournament, he hasn't made a big top 4 or even a finals run. He just always seems to fall short in the earlier rounds. Very, very strong ladder player. Has been 7k for what feels like years now. The thing with SouL is that he cares a little bit too much about MMR at times. So for example, he'll purposefully only snipe people that he knows he will beat just to get higher MMR, which is nice for your ego, but not the most useful way to practice. Usually you want to practice against the race you're the weakest against, not against the race you're the best against. It just seems like a weird way to boost your ego again and again and again. As we see SouL scouting around with his first Reaper, first and second Hellion join. So you have him start with once again a fast triple CC. This seems to be one of his favorite builds at the moment. So Baneling Nest goes down here for SortOf. And an Overlord gets pushed away. Okay, it's gonna be 6 Hellion into Liberator, and then double Barracks gets added, double EA gets added. And we'll see what happens from there, I guess. Hellion's not achieving too much, but I feel like a lot of Terrans are becoming very content with not really achieving much. Actually, as I say that, he does get a couple of tumors, so that's nice. 2 tumors have gone down so far this game. Actually, it's kind of nice. And just being kind of greedy, you know, like they don't actually want to achieve that. They're pretty fine in most macro games, it feels like these days. I want to get a kill or two with a lip, but that's really all about it. Then maybe get a tumor left, right. Oh, SouL's gonna find another tumor, so that's gonna make 3 in his little collection of creep tumors that he has killed so far. Liberator moves out. Poor map vision here by SortOf, who doesn't have the complete left side covered. That might actually prove to be an issue, as you see SouL barely skating around the edges of vision here. Almost as if he knows. He went up to 8 Hellions. That's a lot of Hellions. He's gonna try to make a play here. There's 10 links out already. Reaper Grenade throws these links away. What the hell? This is doing nothing. Didn't even get a single kill. There's just not enough drones there. He's gonna queue up straight into a spore. Needs to be paying attention. Oh my god, he's not paying attention whatsoever. 5 drones have gone down though. So he's getting some damage done with these Hellions. This might be kind of dangerous though. Yeah, that's a good trade here for SortOf, I think. End of the day, 6 drones did go down. A bunch of links ended up falling as well, but resources lost definitely in favor of SortOf here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is fine. Now we have Spire about to be done. 1-1 is on the way for SouL. And as always lately, we see those Muras being done so freaking fast and these turrets coming out so quickly. Now the problem really here for the Zerg is always that the upgrades are a little bit delayed, but I think SortOf might be able to play around that because he has those early Mutalisks, might be able to get some damage done. Combat shield not done yet. Stim has finished. Pre-threat is moving forward. No forward base on the way yet. Wonder if SortOf will take this left base or the bottom base. Two Evo chambers are on the way as well as Baneling speed. 59 workers are out right now for SortOf, who's getting a couple more. I think he just got 1 worker there. It should be no big issue here for SouL, who is happily building a couple of turrets in his base, in his mineral lines. 1 refinery is gonna die here. Someone lags out. SouL happy that it's not his internet lagging. We're all happy about that, because that would not be good. 1-1 finally starts for SortOf, as 1-1 is about to finish up here for my good friend SouL. He's also getting an armory. Second factory. Oh, and no extra gases yet. It's interesting. So what's her barrack count? We have 5 barracks. We have a second factory. It's going to be for Tor and drilling claws at the same time. So he's most likely going to be playing extra mines. And maybe start adding some Tor, and then the mines with drilling claws of course should be very helpful. Now we have 1 tank, 1 widow mine over here defending this 3rd base location. Work count still very even. I feel like SortOf might have under-droned a little bit. It's not something you hear a lot, but I feel like he's a bit too keen on throwing down more and more Zerglings. And SouL really doesn't seem to mind not attacking. He's completely content getting a 4th base at the 8-minute mark. Very late on these extra gases, doesn't seem to need them whatsoever. The Mutalisks are trying to get another pickup, managed to get a mine here. We'll be going for a couple of depots. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world to lose a depot here and there. Tor is on the way, a couple of Marines are being pushed out as well. 6 more Mutalisks. We'll be going up to a count of 21. Yikes. Going up to a count of 20. Mine kills a Mutalisk. Splash a couple of others. Is there any more mines splattered around the map? Does not seem to be the case. Turret falls immediately. Refinery might fall as well. Splash kills 1 or 2 SCVs and perhaps a Marine. We have a little bit of a drop here, heading into that 3rd base. Still SortOf has such a low drone count. Did he lose a bunch of drones? It was 7 drones in total, but there was 6 at the start, so he really just hasn't been producing enough drones and focusing way too much on getting way too many links rather than extra drones, these extra gases. You want to be getting a high Mura count, which is fine, but behind that high Mura count you do want to get at least 75, well, most of the time we see like 80-ish drones, honestly, 82, 83, 84. Sometimes we see people like Rainer go up to 90 drones. Maybe that's more against mech, but still, you need high eco counts, because when you play Lingbane Mura, I always say this, you have a timer on you and you need to do damage. And the longer the game goes on, the worse it gets for you. The more Thors, the more Widow Mines get out, just the worse it gets for the Terran player, or for the Zerg player. Because it's not an army that scales well, so you need to be trading with Banelings, you need to be killing planetaries over and over and over. And if that ain't happening, then that ain't good. And this kind of trades are okay for SortOf, but the problem is that he's just down so much in eco right now. Like, mules are doing absolute work on the income here for the Terran. And Terran's gonna be able to get 3-3. You have a drop into the main base. 7 workers are going down here. Good job by SouL. Mine managed to splash on a lot of these links as well, which is kind of a big deal. You have these muralists attacking the medevac. Good drop here by SouL. Actually getting a lot of drones right here. I'm impressed by the way he plays. 5th command center is on the way. No 3-3 yet starting though, I'm not a fan of that. 11 more muralisks on the way and 12 links. Why no more drones? You need more drones, sort of. 64 workers against 76. I mean, gonna get a muta count, which is gonna be quite impressive. It's gonna be 27 muralisks, 1+2 finishes on those. They're gonna be really strong, but the problem is, I mean, once there's 1-2 Thors out, muralisk, I mean, they're good, but they're worse than before, you know? And like the longer the game goes, I mean, it's like the worse they get. Like if there's 2-3 Thors out, then like you could have 50 mutas, like they're still gonna die to the splash of the Thors. Like Marines do well against them, Mines do well against them. Basically, there's an entire Terran army just designed to kill muralisk. And all you can decide to do is to build more and more, but you need to do damage here, sort of. You need to get, yes, 84 workers, that's a good worker count, and now we need to start killing planetaries with this Baneling count. That there is 32 Banelings. I mean, it's a good Baneling count. SouL is completely happy just doing nothing. Look at that, he's just sitting back, he's relaxing. Alright, fellas, let me just do nothing again. Gets a 5th command center out, 3-3 finally starting. Man, that took a while. This +3 attack is starting now. Oh, he already has a 5th. He's starting a 6th base. And a 7th base. And an 8th base. Lots of bases going down here as the Thors shoot at something. Banelings roll into a depot here and there. Banelings should not be able to do too much here. There's a lot of Banes here, which might be able to clear this planetary. 3 mines. Might hurt a little bit there though. For SortOf. In case he does want to go in. We have, how many mutas is there? 26, 27, 41 Banes. Here goes this base. Is he gonna explode on top of it? I mean, you could just cancel and live, right? Yeah. Not sure if that was the plan, but it might have been. I like this play by SortOf. So what you do is you clear the mines here with the muralisk, and then you go in later with the Banes. I always think that's a massive play. Instead we have SortOf going into the same angle once again. Good Baneling hits, mine detonations, it's almost nothing. And here come the muralisk from the flank. Ooh, this is a nasty engagement. This did not go too well. Do we still have any Banelings remaining? Yes, we have about 30 remaining. Now Thors are moving back into that right side. There's a couple of Banes being morphed here. 80 workers, SortOf is very, very scary. This base is pretty empty. If mutas would or were to fly in, they'd be able to do a lot of damage here. Sadly for SortOf, he's being a little bit afraid, and because of that can't really do too much. There's still one mine here, SortOf. That was a big run by in. SortOf is actually going to be able to kill this base. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage here. SortOf is doing very, very well. This is what you need to do with mutas. Oh no, SortOf. Almost losing a lot of mutas there to the Thor, but instead we'll end up killing a bunch of SCVs. I feel like SortOf might actually be doing it. Mutas diving in top of a Thor. Do manage to get that one as well. New Muse. Whoa, Liberators are showing up. Oh, this is not what you want. You gotta fly away here, SortOf. You gotta fly away. 16 workers have gone down. A couple of the new mules have fallen as well. I think 1 or 2 went down. 8 more mutas on the way. 79 workers still for SortOf. And I think this is going to be one of the final pushes for SouL. No, like he almost has to. 54 workers. How many orbitals does he? Oh my god, he has a lot of orbitals. Of course he does. 6 orbital commands. So his income is actually gonna be completely fine. Once he establishes this new old base, he's gonna be in an okay spot. SortOf actually needs to be a bit careful and really regain some of that drone count that he's lacking. 82, 84, yes, there we go. It's going up to a decent drone count again. Ultralisk are coming out at some point as well, I can only imagine. Does have the Ultra Cavern. We don't see chitinous plating yet. How many mines do we have? We have 11 mines, only a single Thor. Here comes a run by in towards this top base. Ooh, why is he running away from this? Nasty mine hit there. Nasty mine hit there by SouL. A couple of workers who end up falling. There's Banes here towards this 5th base. There's a bunch of mines together with a Thor, so neither Mutas or Lynx can really easily go into that. Big mine hits, but Thor does end up falling very rapidly. This base is gonna go down. 11 workers have gone down already, and boom! Says the planetary. As it disappears out of sight. Liberators moving forward. Will be going for some kills on this Mutalisk. I love seeing this Viper. This is a good play. He's gonna be able to use that in combination with the Mutalisk to pull either Thors or Liberators. I think you can even use it on mines, right? I don't think the mines stay burrowed. They're probably unburrowed. Yeah, I can use it on a lot of things. Should be pretty cool to see. Now we have SouL actually moving out with those Liberators, with those mines. There's a couple of ghosts being produced as well. Will be useful against the Vipers. Man, there's so many mines here. This army can be fought with whatever it is that SortOf has. I mean, the thing that is that all these Liberators are switched up at this point, which means that the Mutas will actually be able to do some damage. I think this is an error. I think you need to have some, in fighting mode. I think over here, just use a single or 2-3 Liberators to fight the drones. No, not all of them. I'm just gonna get some pretty decent damage here. Only 2 workers have gone down so far for SortOf. Big run guys on the other side of the map, wreaking absolute havoc there. SortOf tries to evacuate his drone, succeeds. Now we see 1 Liberator going towards that bottom right base. Let's see if SortOf responds in time and in kind. A lot of workers have started falling right now. A lot of that is on the right side where SortOf is not responding, sadly for him. This fight in the middle is going well for SortOf though, so he's gonna end up cleaning up his opponent. He's gonna be able to re-establish some things there. The problem for him is that there's still 5 orbital commands. Now he's up in workers. He's probably going to be in a fine position in general. It still feels like though that it's going to be rough to kill SouL. There's no turrets here. There's still 22 Mutas on the map. Plus 2 flyer tech. Is this plus 2 flyer carapace is done already? Wow. That's a lot of upgrades here for SortOf. Oh, this is a move forward by SouL. Will not manage to get too good of a hit there with that mine. How many Banes do we have left? 13 Banes are on the map still, moving forward. SouL completely on creep, mine hits. Kind of whiffing, honestly, not doing the greatest amount of damage. 10 Marines being pumped out at a time. These Marines will not be good enough to fight against these Mutalisk, and I think that SortOf might have just done it. What is there really left here for SouL? I mean, he has bases. There is Corruptors here, which could use Caustic Spray on this right side orbital. Instead, it's just gonna force it to live. You could still use Caustic Spray, of course. This base is gonna fall off SouL as well, and SouL is absolutely struggling to get out anything that deals with these Ling. It's an absolutely beautiful game by SortOf, at times with a very low drone count, but in general lots of good engagement, especially the later part of the game when that worker count started rising. He realized he could take more loose engagements where trading out was gonna be completely fine. You see, resources lost is about equal as well, so very good fight by SortOf. It's difficult if you play Lingbane Muta to be on equal resources, so either good fights by SortOf or poor fights by SouL. That's on you guys to decide. So we have 2 Ultras with chitinous plating on the way. There's only Marines and mines, and they're gonna get absolutely wrecked by these Ultralisks. I can assure you that, especially in the numbers that these mines and Marines are, and the numbers that the Ultras are gonna come in with. So here come the first few Ultras moving in. 1 Ultra tanks literally every single hit. Oh my god, these Marines just right click with Ultra and die. So long, my prediction. So long. There's still a lot of Mutas here, but I mean, there's also a lot of Marines. What is their output for SortOf right now? Did he accidentally die? You've got to be kidding me. I mean, there's still 3 Ultras out on the map. We have They're being used in a base tradey way though. And SouL is moving forward. There's a lot of Marines here. There's no base. Oh no. Is this the throw of a lifetime? No, there's no way, right? Lynx, Ultralisk are coming in. Mutas will help as well. Should be able to clear this before it does any real damage. Yeah, we have Corruptors targeting down those medevacs and SortOf decides it's time to move across the map. There is only an orbital over here, so that's not going to be enough. There's no planetary here yet either, so all of these SCVs are very, very much in danger of dying. 26 workers against 69. And I think this is actually going to be it now. Be surprised if SouL stays in for much longer. This planetary is gonna fall. There's gonna be 0 mining for SouL, and he's absolutely 0 way of winning this game. So a nice attempt by him. He still tries to do a run by with 6-7 Marines. He's desperately long distance mining from this bottom base, but I just don't believe it's going to be quite enough. And we have SortOf with some fantastic Lingbane Murat play, honestly. Very fun to watch. This is gonna be the final push, and I mean this is really just kind of over. Like, I appreciate the effort here by SouL. He really cares about winning, but my friend, we have 4 Marines against 17 Mutas, 5 Marauders against 3 Ultras. GG gets called, and SouL loses. SortOf wins. Congratulations to him. Now, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel up there. Watch any other videos on the side, and if you want, you can follow me on Twitter, Patreon, and Twitch. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye.